Hi guys, we're back with Nigel Farage once again, and he has some great news for Brexiteers. Bad news for Remoaners, great news for Brexiteers. Now, let me start off by saying Nigel Farage is a private individual. He can do whatever the hell he wants. He can go on TV as often as he wants, and he can sit on the beach and take photos or make videos of poor people, desperate people crossing the channel in rubber boats. But the person he's sitting on the sofa with is a Tory MP. Why is she on GB News and not representing her constituents? Anyway, let's hear what they had to say.
Some good news. What about some really, really good news? Because so often news is depressing and it's bad and it's awful. Now, Sunderland holds a very, very special place in Brexiteers' hearts.
I think there are many places that hold a special place in Brexiteers' hearts. Perhaps there are many fishing communities that hold a special place in Nigel Farage's heart, because in the run-up to Brexit, he visited them on almost a weekly basis, I think, or at least on a monthly basis, convincing them to vote for Brexit, telling them that everything will be fine. And now, since Brexit, he hasn't gone there to congratulate them. Maybe some of them are a little bit upset that they can't export their shellfish into the EU. Maybe they'd like to have a chat with Nigel Farage. Perhaps they're a little bit tired of seeing him on TV and would like him to come down to their ports, stand on board their boats with them, and have a bit of a chinwag about what he told them would be possible. But he doesn't want to do that. Or perhaps he could put his hand in his pocket and he could financially support some of these fishermen. But he doesn't want to do that either. But we should trust in Nigel Farage. Go on.
I remember going back to the late 1990s, the big national debate, and it always was that if Britain doesn't join the euro, Nissan will close down in Sunderland. If we dare to vote for Brexit, there's no question Nissan will leave Sunderland. If it's a no-deal Brexit, no question Nissan will leave Sunderland. And despite this narrative that's gone on for a couple of decades, that night in 2016, when the returning officer stood up and gave the Remain vote at 58,000 for Sunderland, the Leave vote at 83,000 for Sunderland, it was a moment when suddenly we thought, gosh, we might just be able to do this. And the people of Sunderland have been rewarded. The naysayers, the Remainers, the Remoaners, I'm afraid, have got it wrong once again, because this week...
They got it wrong. I was just watching the nodding dog on the left here. But anyway, they got it wrong. I wonder, where did these Remoaners get this idea that Nissan would ever consider leaving the UK if the UK decided to leave the European Union? Where did they get this idea? Because when I think of, where did Nigel Farage get his idea that Nissan would never leave, or that fishermen would be able to continue to fish without any restrictions, without any problems, into the biggest market that they have? Where did he get those ideas? Probably where he gets most of his ideas, from his backside. Now, where did the Remoaners get their ideas from? Well, this is an article from 2016. It says here, Nissan warns future of UK car plant hinges on Brexit talks. The CEO says future investment decisions depend on new trade status negotiated between Britain and the EU. So the future of Nissan in the UK depended on what was going to come from Brexit. So when Remoaners say there's a risk that Nissan would leave, now I don't know anyone who actually said Nissan are leaving. They said Nissan could leave. There's a possibility Nissan would leave because of Brexit. But where were they getting the idea from? From the CEO of Nissan.
A massive £1 billion sterling deal for Nissan to build a new mega factory in the northeast of England. And I would guess, as a northeast MP, this has got to be up to 6,000 jobs at Sunderland and downstream from that. It's got to be a big moment, hasn't it?
An absolutely huge moment, and I was, delighted to actually join the Prime Minister and the Business Secretary in Sunderland at the Nissan site and in the Envision site, who are going to be building these amazing batteries, to see what's going on there, but really to celebrate this news, because as you say, there were so many naysayers who said that Nissan would be disappearing from the UK, disappearing from Sunderland, all those jobs would be lost, and instead we're seeing more investment. £1 billion.
£1 billion, isn't that great? Now, I'm sorry to be a bit of a party pooper, but this is from the Chronicle Live, and I'll leave a link in the description if you want to read it yourself. It says here, it's believed that the UK government has granted Nissan more than £120 million out of a £500 million fund set aside to subsidise electric car batteries. The Prime Minister's official spokesman said, thanks to Brexit, I think Nissan is moving forward to use Brexit as an opportunity. Great to use Brexit twice in the same sentence. Goes on to say, Nissan's announcement today is a major vote of confidence in the UK and our highly skilled workers in the North East. It is a pivotal moment in our electric vehicle revolution, securing its future for decades to come. Mr. Johnson's spokesman said that details of UK taxpayer support for the project will be made public once due diligence on the project was complete. So, we're not going to tell you how much money we actually spent. We will tell you sometime in the future. Not when, but sometime in the future. Just be patient. Boris Johnson's government will tell you how much was spent to make sure that Nissan stayed in the UK post-Brexit sometime in the future. You just have to trust them, okay? Trust Boris Johnson. He will tell you the truth. Now, also part of the deal, you don't see it here in this article, it was I've heard it online anyway, but one of the things was the current CEO of Nissan had to say that Brexit was the reason why Nissan were staying. In a sense, yes. Because of Brexit, Nissan were considering leaving. The UK government said, here's some money. Say because of Brexit you're going to stay, and they're staying because of Brexit. So I'm sorry to be a bit of a party pooper. I know Nigel was very happy. I know this MP was very happy. They've been desperate to find some sort of Brexit dividend. I've talked on the channel about many Brexit dividends, but unfortunately most of those or all of those seem to be for countries other than the UK. Dublin is doing quite well out of Brexit. The Netherlands is doing very well out of Brexit. France, Germany, other countries around Europe are doing very well out of Brexit. Unfortunately, the dividends of Brexit are not really staying in the UK. So the Brexiteers were desperate. We need something. We need a story. Here, we found this Nissan one. And unfortunately, both Nigel and his friend here forgot some very important details. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?